Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Three Buck Theater, and here with some Star Wars rumors. I have no idea if these are true or not, but man, they sound kind of cool, and I thought it'd be fun to go over them with you to see what we might be in store for when it comes to Star Wars Episode 9. And quite frankly, all these things sound a lot better than what we got in Episode 8. To be fair, that movie is still so bad. I don't get it. Anyway, Star Wars Episode 9 rumors, Luke's lightsaber, the Knights of Ren, and more. Filming continues on Episode 9 over at Pinewood Studios, and even as Lucasfilm and Disney's grip on spoilers for the film tightens, the rumors inevitably make their way across the pond. A few new Star Wars Episode 9 rumors suggest plot details that could fly in the face of events of Star Wars The Last Jedi or further expand the universe in ways we don't expect. Okay, here's the thing. For one, spoilers. I think that's pretty self-explanatory at this point. Two, if anything retcons the Last Jedi, that's good for fans. I'm sorry, those of you who like the movie subverting your expectations. Quite a number of us, those of us who well, I saw Solo when it came out, but a lot of people who didn't go see Solo and have ragged on the film for a year now didn't. And they want to see the series return to form. So you might actually all have to kind of suck it on this one, and I think that's okay. I think it's all right. I think you've all earned this L, to be honest with you. I really do. I really, really do. A lot of you are smug. I will admit, I may be being a little smug right now myself, but at the same time, retcon that movie, damn it. Anyway. All right, so here's one here. Rey will be using Luke's lightsaber again. Luke Skywalker's lightsaber was a driving force in Rey's story arc from The Force Awakens through The Last Jedi, pushing her to embark on the quest to find the missing Jedi Master. But at the end of The Last Jedi, the unspeakable happens. Luke's lightsaber breaks. The lightsaber shatters during Rey and Kylo Ren's fight with the elite Praetorian Guard. After the lightsaber thrillingly flies to Rey's hand and Kylo bisects Snoke, their conflicting objectives cause the lightsaber to snap in two. Rey took the pieces back on board of the Millennium Falcon with her, where in Star Wars Episode 9, she seems to have mended it in some capacity. And that makes sense, right? Obviously, that makes sense. Learning to mend everything. I'm pretty sure she's going to get a little help along the way, maybe from some Force Ghost or something like that, or a dude who just learned how to apparate and disapparate and not actually dead. I'm holding on hope to that one. All right, don't fucking judge me. I'm holding on hope that Luke's alive. I hope he's alive. But that makes sense that they're going to mend the lightsaber, right? That makes a lot of sense. Making Star Wars reports that the lightsaber will be back. Information about Rey was held back, but her lightsaber, the Skywalker saber, will be back. So far, there hasn't been anything solid about how the sword has changed. Rey's amended lightsaber will likely mirror Kylo Ren's revived helmet, which is rumored to make a comeback too, bringing it back full circle to The Force Awakens, as it should be. That was one of the weirdest scenes in The Last Jedi, right? Snoke's like, "Take off your helmet, you baby-faced bitch." And Kylo's like, smashy. Kylo mad. Need rub and tug. Hux? Anyway, no, but that was, but he's mending the menacing helmet, right? Again, kind of going backwards in order to progress forwards. And I know people probably may not entirely like that, right? Because that was one of the biggest complaints with The Force Awakens. It was too much like A New Hope. But there were a lot of elements of The Last Jedi that were not only Empire, but were also Return of the Jedi. So, you know what? Both movies have been guilty of that. So, you know what? Subvert this is all I'm trying to say. You just tell a straightforward story. You don't got to subvert shit. That's all. Anyway, the Knights of Ren are back with special abilities. But after all the disappearing during The Last Jedi, the Knights of Ren are returning to Star Wars Episode 9, but with unnatural powers. Earlier this year, the Knights of Ren were reportedly being billed as force-wielding mercenaries, but that has shifted to the description of, or as a group with many special abilities. And that was one of the things that was just completely left out. It was like one line in Force Awakens, really, and then it was just almost completely left out of The Last Jedi. And you're like, well, that's something you're building up. Again, I'd love to see what J.J. Abrams' original notes were for like the arc. What him and Lawrence Kasdan were plotting out The Force Awakens. I really want to see like what they had plotted out for the other two films. I really want to see where those arcs went. I think that would be very fascinating to see. I think that would be very interesting to see. And we would probably get a lot of where they're trying to retcon The Last Jedi in order to fix Episode 9. I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. I think that's what's going to go on. I'd like to see what these special abilities are and just what they could do. It's going to be something that's going to be more of a battle. I think Kylo is going to be too conflicted to try to kill Rey. himself. I don't think he could kill Rey himself, but I think the Knights of Ren might be the ones that get sent after her, and then she's got to fight them off, and she's got to end up kicking some ass that way. Anyway, finally, what we got here is a new elite stormtrooper. The stormtroopers are notoriously lame foot soldiers, though they've been growing in esteem with the new saga, thanks in part to Finn's troubled arc. But there's a new kind of stormtrooper introduced in Star Wars Episode 9 that will be donning a dramatically different color from the trademark white. These new elite stormtroopers will have a solid red uniform with black stripes. Not the same as the red pilots from Star Wars Resistance. The website says here, the trooper is not just a first order stormtrooper painted red, as the helmet is different. Ironically, we did hear that the trooper was a pilot, but for all we know, these are like the Death Troopers and they can fly ships too. We also can't confirm that there are more than one in the film at this time. And that could be a makeup for Phasma if they don't find a way to bring Phasma back. Obviously, J.J. Abrams had plans for Phasma. Obviously, he had plans for Phasma. Rian Johnson didn't know where to add her in, so he brought her back at the very end and then killed her off super quick, supposedly. But if she was able to escape the trash compactor and get the hell off of Starkiller Base in the 20 minutes from when they were in there until when it blew up, then she's going to be able to get out of that death trap too, guaranteed, right? If anything, she's going to be the greatest MacGuffin Star Wars has ever produced. How did that happen? I don't know. It's movie logic. Don't question it too much. Hey, look, a shiny object over there. That's kind of how they're going to approach it. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I am. If they give us a conclusion or like some kind of actual satisfying conclusion to Phasma, I'll be happy. And I think we're going to get a lot more character out of her in Star Wars Resistance, which is probably going to tie in to to whatever episode 9 is. I would say so. So here's the deal. If you haven't watched Resistance, you probably should. It's pretty solid, to be fair. Anyway, it says, with these new details emerging, it sounds like director J.J. Abrams is bringing Star Wars Episode 9 back to the basics, or rather back to the status quo that he established with The Force Awakens before Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi came in to radically shake things up. With this and Kylo Ren's rumored costume changes, it seems that Abrams is reversing all of Johnson's decisions at every avenue, which, to be honest, is a bit of a disappointment. Johnson's storytelling decisions may not be popular with everyone, but they were a revolutionary new step in the Star Wars saga that Abrams does a disservice against by going back to the familiar. And look, as much as I intrinsically want to disagree with that, part of me also does agree with that, only in the sense of it's better to not go backwards. It's always better to go forwards. You can acknowledge the past, but you can't change it. Right. And as much as it'd be nice to retcon everything, for the most part, with The Last Jedi, I would argue that it's not really going to be the case. It's not going to be, I think, as much as people want it to be. Right. People probably people want The Last Jedi to be like Finn's fever dream or some shit. You know what I mean? Just leave it at that. But unfortunately, that's not the case. That's not what's happening here. So I would argue that what he's probably going back on are core things. But maybe not everything, right? Because you can't change the death of Carrie Fisher. He could retcon Han Solo's death if Harrison Ford wants to come back. We don't know. I'm thinking he's going to have a cameo, to be honest with you. I think he's going to have a cameo. Or a flashback or something like that they're going to have. And who knows? Who knows what's going to happen with this movie? I am eternally excited for it, regardless of my feelings in The Last Jedi. I feel that J.J. Abrams will do a serviceable job to finish out the trilogy, to end the Skywalker saga. The movie's looking to be longer than anything has been before, I think. It's looking to be bigger than anything we've seen before. And I think they're trying to fit in maybe another 2 movies into this one, because that's kind of what they did with The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi was 2 movies into one, when it should have just been none. It really shouldn't have been. Should have been J.J. Abrams the whole time. But anyway, I leave it to you guys. What are your thoughts? Do these rumors seem interesting? Do these rumors seem dumb? Do you even care anymore at this point? I'm curious to know your thoughts. Let me know down in the comments below. If you guys made it this far, type Star Wars into the chat so I know, or you can always call into our voicemail line at 818-350-3281. That is 818-350-3281. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This has been $3 Theater. Thank you all so much for paying attention today. I'll talk to you all later. Have yourself a great one, and peace out.